When did you outsmart your parents? My parents had one unbreakable rule about money. No job until after college, period. You see, my mom had gotten pregnant with me while working at Target during her sophomore year and never went back to school. She made me swear on her old Northwestern poster that I'd never make the same mistake. They had already caught me applying to work at Starbucks and the local movie theater. Both times they made me write essays about how minimum wage jobs destroy academic potential and send the managers apology letters for wasting their time. Then my best friend Maya got diagnosed with lymphoma. Her parents had decent insurance, but it capped out after the first round of treatment. The second round would cost $40,000, and the bills started showing up with these red final notice stamps that made Maya cry every time. I spent 3 nights staring at my ceiling trying to figure out what to do. My parents had been very specific about their rule. No jobs meant no wages, no W-2s, no employer identification numbers, but they had never said anything about volunteer work. I started with a simple flyer at the library. Free tutoring for struggling students. Donations accepted for a local family in need. My first client was Bradley, whose parents basically handed me $300 for teaching him how to write a thesis statement. I stared at the cash feeling like I had robbed a bank. Then his mom asked if I could also teach him how to do laundry because he was leaving for Yale in the fall and she was worried. That was when everything clicked. Rich kids in our town knew absolutely nothing about basic life skills. Their parents had housekeepers and personal assistants, and these teenagers couldn't even boil water. Within a week, I had 5 clients learning how to cook pasta, change tires, and balance checkbooks. Their parents thought it was character building and kept shoving money at me. Maya started teaching art lessons when she felt strong enough between treatments. She would sit on a stool in my garage showing Preston how to hold a paintbrush while his mom wrote us a check for $500 and called us inspiring young entrepreneurs, LOL. And when demand exploded, we had to get creative. I recruited Jamie to teach basic Spanish after his dad got deported and his family needed money. Lucy, whose parents were both doctors, taught first aid and CPR. The garage sessions went from random lessons to full-on programs. Parents started requesting syllabi and progress reports. I made official-looking certificates on Canva. 6 weeks in, we had raised $12,000. Maya's mom cried when we handed her the check, but the bills kept coming. We needed to scale up fast. I convinced the country club to let us run a summer life skills intensive for their members' kids. 50 teenagers signed up at $800 each for a 6-week program. We taught everything from changing oil to filing taxes to cooking a 5-course meal. The local newspaper got wind of our program when Bradley's mom wrote a letter to the editor about how her son could finally take care of himself at college. The reporter interviewed me for what I thought would be a small feature piece, but my parents saw the article at breakfast. My dad read the entire article out loud while my mom sat frozen with her coffee mug halfway to her mouth. You started an entire nonprofit organization without telling us? Mom's voice was deadly quiet. Maya has cancer, I said. Her parents hit their insurance cap. She needs $40,000 for the second round of chemo or she dies. My dad set down the newspaper. This article says you've helped 14 other families with medical bills. Jamie's little brother needed surgery. Mrs. Peterson needed insulin. I couldn't say no. And technically I'm not employed, I pointed out. I'm a volunteer executive director. The board voted to pay me a college scholarship next year, but that's different from wages. The silence stretched so long I could hear the clock ticking in the living room. Maya's in remission, I added. The treatment worked. My mom finally took that sip of coffee. Keep the nonprofit, but your grades better not slip. They increased my curfew to accommodate board meetings. A week after my parents gave their blessing, Bradley's mom called an emergency board meeting. She walked in wearing her hospital administrator badge, and my stomach dropped. I need to tell you all something, she said. I'm on the board at Regional Medical. Maya's treatment was already covered by our hardship fund. I approved it myself 2 months ago. The room exploded. Maya's mom started sobbing. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. You let us think she was going to die? I shouted. Bradley's mom smiled, that horrible country club smile. You kids needed to learn about entrepreneurship, and look what you accomplished. Besides, the money you raised can help other families. That's when she dropped the real bomb. She'd been funneling our nonprofit success stories to her husband's campaign for state senate. We were his talking point about community initiative without government handouts.